WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM, Courier Communications, Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
I was looking at. Yeah, we are in the mix. You know it. Yes. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I love this crew, man. We always we doing it. So what is this going on? This is Silly the Clown. Well, I didn't even know we had a clown murderer here in Milwaukee before. Wow. Okay, I know Illinois had the famous clown murderer, but Milwaukee, late break. Yeah,
so what is all these back in the day murders coming up? They really investigate some stuff.
That's that DNA stuff. It's a lot of people getting exposed for all that recklessness they was doing in the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s.
And they never get that murder,
slobbing on somebody and murdered them and drooling, and now they got your drool toothpaste.
I was just finna say, on murder, there's no statute of limitation.
None at all. Why you think? Why you think they trying to see what your boy Puffy done did with the Tupac situation?
That's a whole show, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They always said that they based the show Empire off of him. You know that? Have you ever heard that rumor that Empire was based off of Puffy? Mm-hmm. And they were saying that almost 7 years ago or more.
But you remember he had his little spaz out that time when he said he get what he want.
Yeah.
He flipped out.
He definitely get what he want. All right. Take that. It's gonna be a lot of taking that in court pleas and court cases and money's being spent. We was trying to figure out at the barbershop last night how much money he was gonna be spending on the trial, and we went back and looked at how much OJ spent on his trial. OJ's was $50,000 a day, and that trial ran from January to October
with inflation.
Just imagine now. So we were trying to think anywhere between with that trial it's gonna be anywhere between I say 50 to 100 million or maybe 200 million.
When you talk, when you 50 to 100, I think that's gonna be way over.
When you talk,
I said 200 last night.
I think way over 200 million because you got to think of how many people that can be
called for witnesses,
how many videos people in that's questionable, all type of stuff. Think about it. You got females coming out now, suing parties that was with him.
It was state by state thing. So you gotta charge. You gotta pay people to fly out and have witnesses and conversations with witnesses across the country. So it's a lot going on. So
every time I think about Puffy and his money and the whole thing, I think of his appearance on the movie Get Him to the Greek.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I have 30 kookaroos. How many kookaroos do you have?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I seen that. Yeah, I see that movie. Yeah, it's a funny movie actually. Good morning, y'all. You on Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. Interesting introduction this morning. 860 WNOV 106.5 FM. We are in here with
Latoya
Beckham.
Yes.
David Beckham's strange situation.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. And then who else?
Got Joe Dre, Wisconsin Voices political guy.
All right. And of course, we got Debo in here. Good morning, Debo. And of course, I don't know who is Latoya.
Y'all gotta be haters. Where is Kari?
And Mr. Jermaine ride out behind the boards this morning. Good morning, everybody. The team, we always have great things to talk about. Another busy week. Before we get into all the thick of things with Latoya and Joe, I just want to shout out our canvassers and everybody we work with across Milwaukee and helped us get everybody registered to vote. We did a outstanding job with the voter registration. We were able to reach 90% of our goals, so that to me means a lot. We were only short 100, less than 200, less than 150. And we would have got to it. But it's a beautiful thing to see that everybody took their time to work with us, and I had to thank y'all yesterday on my Facebook page for taking your time sending people over. Job Corps and and all the recreation, the schools, Mesmer High School, the locations.
Ooh, Sherman Park
Sherman Park,
Association.
Who else you got?
Sharing the love.
Right.
Believers for Change. MKE. You for Peace. Yeah, you got a lot of places. WNOV. Shout out to everybody. Center for Racial Justice. Black Voters Matter. Man, it's
Milwaukee
a lot of
Turners.
people. Milwaukee Turners. It's a lot of people that actually put in that effort this year. The community. It's a lot of people that put in that effort. Shout out to Shannon. That really he's on our board and really stand for us and really show love in the community and do a lot of supporting. He got me saying his word now.
You just paying attention to it more now. But yeah,
really, yeah,
it was nice. It was nice just to see how it flowed. And yes, it was a lot of places I wanted to go to that we didn't get to, and it was some events that I think we just missed because we were so
stretched thin.
Yeah, stretched thin. And then during the week we were working so hard. Sometimes we missed some of the weekend events. But thank y'all for the community for coming together and actually, working with us to get people registered to vote. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Latoya and Joe, Tamika, Nicole, the whole squad, Shanita, who else I'm missing. And then the board that, a lot of people on our board do, take voting registration, voting rights seriously. So and they're in
Chelsea,
the things. Chelsea, right? Chelsea, Shannon, David, everybody that came through.
Abby,
yes, a few people I just be forgetting. But again, I think it was a good turn. We worked pretty hard. I think towards the end we were starting to feel a little flustered because we wanted to really hit that number, and I think us feeling like we was down 400 or 500 or so, we was feeling a little frustrated. But towards the end, when some numbers started coming together and we were able to close some of those gaps,
we had a hell of a team. Shout out to 3 team members, Nisha, Ken, and Ara for really, really doing their thing every day out there. Yes.
Definitely. I want to shout them out as well. Some of the new
and Brandon.
Brandon, team lead Brandon. Shout out to Brandon, Mr. Brandon Triggs doing his thing for us. Brandon's consistent. He pops up. He does his thing. The leaders that
and still do all he do in the community
that's
too.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. He'll pull up, do his thing over there at the park or with his family or with other organizations that he work with, and still come in and still knock out 4 or 5 voter registrations within 2 hours. So, and even the new ones that came through that, we had to work with, Nick, we want to shout out to Nick as well.
Yeah.
Reese, one of the newer canvassers, and some of our returning canvassing team like Elegant and Emmanuel, who's the transportation, but also would communicate with me every day just to make sure he let me know that I'm gonna be there, but I gotta go grab some guys from the team. And he wasn't just grabbing them from one area of Milwaukee. He was shooting to the other side of downtown to go grab one, and then he was going up to another area to grab another. So he was, and sometimes I even had to go to the falls to go get one of his people.
And he just met some of them on the team, so it wasn't like he had to be obligated, and we didn't ask him. He just heard their plight when they was out canvassing, and he was like, "Oh, I got you. You can come and get them every day." So
thank y'all. Thank you. Also Teran as well. Teran at first, he was like, he was apprehensive about it, but he came in and he really took it serious. And then it's just really just seeing Sedan, right? Shout out to Sedan as well. Shanielle.
I was just
you just got people who even if you are into organizing and you just see it from like, just the community working with the kids, when you see it and you're doing it on the voting rights side, because it's so many different sectors to organizing, as Latoya and Joe, you see it and you see how important it is. And when you really see, documentaries like a Suppressed and Sabotage or something like that, and you see like, oh man, they, 400,000 here and then 200,000 in this city, and your work that you doing to get people registered, is really a part of this history making.
It is. And then also just to know that they were assisting people to register to vote, and they were committed. DJ as well. They all were committed to showing up, and sometimes it would be hectic. We working Monday through Saturday, and literally showed up and was there and supportive and excited about the work they doing.
And through hot weather,
cold, rain.
They were out there.
Yeah.
It started in spring, ended in fall.
Yeah. I want to say something out besides that.
Yeah.
With the last name. So I'll let, because it's coming close to an end, on what my intentions for that was, and that was to see if people were paying attention and listening to the show. So that was something that I really wanted to do, to know how many people were paying attention, listening to the show. So within the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have a contest of, I'm gonna say a bunch of last names and see who can call in and give all of them who can call in and give those last names that I said for the week. And we'll have a prize for them. So that's something that I thought of, an idea to make the show interesting. And it's interesting within itself because it's really community voices. So what's our topics for today, guys? What's our topics?
I know y'all got some things. I know we had to switch gears a little bit because one of our guests weren't going to make it, but we got a few things going on here. I know y'all want to talk about what you got, Joe.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, you go first, and I'll just mine is just little clips and hits that we can.
Yeah, for sure. So like the first thing I want to definitely mention is that our poll watcher training is coming up next week. It's going to be via Zoom, but go onto our website and our Facebook page. There's a link on there where you can register and you can sign up. Or reach out to Latoya or myself, Joe, or Latoya at wisconsinvoices.org. We'll be happy to get you registered and signed up, so you can.
Or Brian.
Or Brian, yeah. Or get a hold of Brian.
Hey, don't
well.
throw me in this. This is Latoya and Joe project. Look at Latoya's eyes. Look at Latoya's eyes and look at me. She's like,
oh no, work you before I work myself.
Actually, just reach out to anyone at Wisconsin Voices. They can put you.
Just put our first name at wisconsinvoices.org.
And Brian, it's gonna be Brian with a Y, by the way, y'all.
Brian with a Y.
You're gonna send it somewhere else. Oh, you're gonna send it to Brian Kennedy was one of he was like, what is this? What's going
Brian
on?
with a Y too, ain't he?
He was
his name.
Oh, he is Y too. Yeah, because right, he BK. Yeah, that's right. We had that.
My Brian is with a Y. What is with y'all with these?
So Brian. So your Brian, is it Bryant with a T at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the Bryant. Yeah, because I always get people sometimes call me Bryant with a T at the end, but it's
his name is Bryant.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's just easy to say Bryant.
Yeah. So you be calling him Bryant. Yeah. Do we be cool with that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we be cool with you calling him Brian instead of Bryant?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm kind of
he do, you know, it's some people, he's not one of those people, but some people really care about you, because people call me Latasha.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
And every now and then I'll correct somebody, but if I really know that wasn't an intention and you trying to convey what you're saying or so, I just let it slip.
Because it's a pet peeve. Like even last night, me and my auntie was talking about that when I stopped at her house. She was like, she heard somebody call me Nick on an interview last night that I did last week, and she's like, why is she saying Nick instead of saying Brian? I was like, because she probably going off my Facebook. She's like, yeah, I don't like that. I was like, but I don't even like with her. I don't like when people so you know, my auntie gonna make sure they defend me. Yeah,
Nick is your
Nick
middle
is more personal,
right?
Nick is more personable. Yeah, it's Nicholas. But if you call me Nicholas, now I know you know me for 20 years plus 25 30 years. But so for somebody to say my auntie's name wrong and people is listening that know this, her name is Angelita, but they'll say Lita. It's not
Angelita.
It's not. They'll say Angelita. It's not Angelita. It's Angelita. It's Lita.
Angelita.
Yeah, Angelita.
I'm glad you told me because I'd be trying to remember it. Angelita.
Some people say Angelita, but I like to pronounce it the full Angelita.
Angelita.
Yeah, Angelita. Yeah,
with the TA.
And my mama was Patrina. You know,
Patrina.
Yeah, we got a lot of A's. So the first cousins out that group is you got like the Sheilas, the Jacinthas, the Patricias, then my mom and my auntie Angelita and Patrina. So you know that was the thing they was doing in the family. You know what?
Because we always joke about this, and I gotta say that to him right now.
What?
Every time we on the show, Ryan gets to talk about his whole family. They gonna know your whole family.
They already do. My family out here doing things in the community. So,
but guess what? If you knew me and you knew me a long time, you would call me Toy. Toy or Toya,
Yeah.
but mostly Toy. Toy is my personal fam. Like Nick is for you. That's my personal.
Yeah, and I've slipped up and said that a couple of times. Like Toya, Toya, because I used to date a Toya. You know what I'm saying? Same name, same spelling. So I had my little nicknames for her too, and I would call her Toy or Toya or something like that. So I've slipped up and called you that before.
No, you don't bother me on that.
It's cool. I ain't worried about what these folks gonna do. They can't use this. They can't use this against me. I don't look. I've been Toya 10 years ago.
That's because of him, and it's like he went on.
That's how you make it personal. Like, oh, you dated a Latoya before. I ain't worried about these folks doing that little stuff. That's cool.
But we got a lot of important stuff to talk about today. So I wonder have anybody.
Who's Toya? Where's she at?
Hey,
baby, she was 10 years ago, baby. She don't even matter because her name is the same as the supervisor. I've had a Toya. I've had a couple Toyas.
Oh, if I ain't gonna say no names to put you on the spot, but if certain people was listening, they would be tripping like, why did you talk about Toya? What
like
you
10 years
about
later? What make you think about her?
For real,
a Scorpio.
You know
what the next line of that song is if you know.
For to speak on that, tomorrow is Swedish Day. For the community, tomorrow is Swedish Day. We want people to call in and tell about your sweetheart. 414.
Shout out to baby today.
Yeah, Swedish Day for the dude.
They say it's supposed to be for the dudes.
Yes.
It's supposed to be for us guys,
yes.
right?
But
yes.
It seemed like the
and females gonna have to stand up and say
man,
that.
because like females
Swedish
get
Day is for
Valentine's
men
Day
and Valentine's Day is for women.
Yeah, that's
what
what
Swedish Day is a Midwest thing, though, right? Like if you go outside the Midwest and talk Swedish Day, they're gonna be like, what? The only people from outside, only us and ones that lived in Ohio's, Illinois, Michigans, and moved to Texas and Arizona's and all that, they celebrate Swedish Day. Joe, do y'all celebrate Swedish Day down there?
Yeah,
it's a Midwest thing. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you go outside of that and you get to talking Swedish Day. Folks be online like, what is Swedish Day? Yeah, they don't mess with it.
Now you know it's gonna get real popular, especially when that. You know what? Y'all know why it's going so slow. The popularity of it and really knowing what day it is because females be quiet about it.
Yeah, because man, they be loud
on. They don't want to spend no money.
They be loud on February 14th. I mean, they loud.
There you go. I know he gonna that one day out the year. You better have some flowers, dinner, something going on, and you better spend time. Because if you don't do that, all them Spidey ears coming up. She just know you on something. Yeah.
He cheating with that chick.
Them Hallmark holidays of celebrating love, man. You should be able to celebrate love and go out to eat whenever.
But you know how I know that, y'all? Because my significant other, I said last year, I said, happy Swedish Day. What you want for Swedish Day? And he was like, oh, I forgot today's Swedish Day. Man, there ain't nobody even said happy Swedish Day to me, but I always say happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And I'm saying, yeah, because females are very quiet about Swedish Day. That is crazy.
I feel like Swedish Day was always used as just the early Valentine's Day. I never had the focus directly on me. Yeah, it's always seemed like it's just to
let y'all know it's like should be on y'all.
It's like it's like
I know females gonna be mad at me like, girl, what did you doing?
Like you spilling the business.
Right. It's like an exhibition game, right? So if you around through like I'd have met you in the summertime. This is say this for people because a lot of it. Swedish Day is important for the ones that's in them new relationships. Sometimes, who cares?
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, so
that's the same thing with Valentine's Day.
No, Valentine's Day for them reoccurring. You've been in the game for 1 to 10, 15, whatever how long y'all been together. But Swedish Day to me was I celebrated more with somebody when we just started dating and we hung out. And all the way up to September, October, and then we celebrated it because it was a brand new situation for us. But I don't think.
But you ain't celebrated after that.
No, we did Valentine's Day, but we didn't do Swedish Day after that. Yeah.
So, wow. So you didn't get treated though. You treated her, and you didn't get treated for the rest.
I think the one year that I did last real good treatment, I got the celebration because I got in her car and she had like a.
Yeah, watch. We're on the radio.
No. Wait, I got in her. We are. It was a gift.
Because he said I got in the car and all that.
I got in the car.
The front seat or the back seat?
I got in the front seat and there was a watch underneath the front seat that she had got me. So yeah.
You with me, Jermaine? We right here. Like
where y'all minds at today?
Hey man,
Thank you.
It's talk radio.
Say,
You
man,
gotta
when
make
is
it interesting.
Gigolo Day, man? When is Gigolo?
I don't know nothing about that one.
I don't know when it is.
When is Gigolo Day?
I don't know
I know
nothing
that-
about that one. But I'm trying to help y'all out so y'all can have a leg to stand on. Like, listen, Swedish Day is for men. What is you getting?
Let's see what they really say. Let's see if they give it to the men, because you know they. Did you always hear us from the men, Joe?
What's
Swedish
that?
Day.
I never celebrate it. Never. I don't want.
You're not gonna celebrate it with
Nope.
Amanda?
Nope.
Really?
She's in Chicago this weekend anyway, so no, I don't. I think it's a corporate holiday just to get you go spend more money and
Oh, okay.
like I
right
just,
before Valentine's. I mean, right before Halloween.
Thanksgiving.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where like. One, I don't like receiving gifts. I kind of feel awkward about it. I'm more of a giver than a taker. I like at Christmas. I always feel weird about receiving gifts because then you
I
go
was
worry
just
about did I
thinking.
get that person the right gift? You know, was it as equal or greater significance than what they gave me?
Yeah.
So you always get, it just adds a little bit more stress to me. So I'm just always like, don't ever buy me anything. Just leave it be and
Yeah.
we're good.
I like it.
All
I like
this-
the surprise. I like the
The ambiance.
yeah, just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
that counts. It's just like, oh, that's sweet. Even if it's not something that per se I'm just gonna be like, but just
Yeah.
you
Thought
thinking
about
about me and
Yeah.
I like that. That's
You
that's
get thought
cool.
of all the time. Stop playing. You eating good, better than eating good in the neighborhood. Ain't that the Applebee's slogan? So you are right. They do put the
But
focus
it's
back on
because
men.
I'm sweet too. So
Yeah, you look out. So
Yeah.
I can't even say that. So you deserve what you what you get. Good
but
drop
we
offs.
gotta
So Sweetest Day is now primarily a holiday for the men. The idea for women to give their boyfriends and husbands small gifts to commemorate their
Small.
love. Small
see how
gifts.
they do
The
that.
emphasis.
That's
you see how
not right.
it with the
That's
emphasis
not
on
right.
small gifts. Small gifts.
Because I bet you Valentine's Day they
commemorate
want
their
a
love.
big gift.
Yeah. Gonna have that Jaguar outside with the red bow.
But then
No, I don't think,
she
I
gets
think
you a
that's
big
too
gift.
big of a gift on no
If she
Valentine's
gets you a
Day.
big gift, then what do you got to get her for Valentine's Day?
A small gift.
Yeah.
So we're gonna reverse these roles.
It's right, because a small gift could be still
You
expensive.
just got to get a bigger gift.
We got a caller on the air. Caller, you on the air.
Yes, all right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Wright. Well, still morning yet. Well, what's up, man, Wright? What's up, Carby?
Hey.
Latoya, Brian, Joel.
Hey,
Good morning.
Hey, Tyron.
Yes, Tyrone W. speaking. I was saying with this one, man. I don't, but you got to eat every day. I mean, but and you have to watch out for your. So I don't know if I want to use honey or sugar on this one. Because look here, if we've been in it for a while, which is I'm a people person anyway, but I mean, like you said, the so-called significant other, where there may be those droughts, where it's like, I just need some space or something. Well, there's her birthday, there's Christmas, Valentine's Day, like you said, Sweetest Day,
Anniversaries.
all this candy on Halloween, but you got to eat every day. So I mean, if we doing something, we can do lunch or dinner together. I mean, it's no big deal. But the romance, that's at the end of the day when the candles is lit, right, Cosby?
Yes,
Light
sir.
the
I'm
candles
with
and
you.
see if we can put some Barry White on or something.
I know
Yeah,
that's
But
right.
I mean, don't shut the doors now just because you may not get nothing on a certain day, because I mean, we doing something every day.
There you go. That's
your
right.
birthday
That's
and then
right.
all these other days, so you shut down the door to the honey shack. It might be some bumping and thumping going on.
Well, you go, that's for you men. Y'all got to make sure that y'all stand up and have these women know that Swedish Day is for us. What you doing for me on Swedish Day? And it's not a little gift.
What did I do for you on your birthday? What did I do for you for Christmas? I mean,
Right.
Yeah, I love you, but I mean, like I said, we can, we got to eat today. So where you want to go? So it's all good.
You can't
I'm not-
say it
I'm not
like
gonna
that.
let
That
you
is
down.
not romantic,
Tuesday.
Mr. Tyrone. That is not romantic. We got to eat today. Where we going? Come on now.
Hoochie Burger. We're going to Hoochie Burger.
Look at you and be like,
Come on now,
I'm
Brian.
finna
Come
cook
on,
me
Brian.
something alone.
I mean, because like I said, I mean, if we together, we doing something every day. But yeah, I mean, the cards and all that stuff, that's sweet. But I mean, different things can go on, and then things go off the rail then, and then you done messed up, before the night is through. So it's like, man, all that for nothing. All right, y'all have a great day.
You have a good day too.
So
I guess he be talking too much and mess up like he just said. We gotta eat, so we're going to eat. I was this woman, I'll be like, really?
Man, I got a friend, man, that right before holidays, he break up with his chick. Like holidays, birthdays, he break up with his chick, and when it's over with, he'd be like, "Baby,
you said smart guy,
back
Debo.
together." Bro, he been with her for like 6 years.
Wow.
But every year, I'm like, how do you not catch on to that? Like he pick an argument before birthdays, Christmas, like holidays, Valentine's,
Yes.
And that really works.
and bro, he been with her for 6 years.
That's like so petty, because I'm still gonna remember that
right over here.
anyways.
And
like,
I probably
hold
shouldn't
on.
have said that over the air because he told me that, and I don't think he told her.
But how she know who you
But I
talking
just
about?
did.
How she know if she slow, then she ain't paying it attention? How she know who, that part right there? But
on Fridays it might not be.
hey,
It's all
Friday is community topics. we do most politics, but we gonna talk about some politics today.
Yeah.
But because our community is politics. Fridays is community topics. What's on our community mind? And I know tomorrow is Swedish Day, and it's supposed to be celebrated for our lovely men. I'm sitting in front of 4 right now, so I can honestly say that I'm trying to give y'all brothers a shout out and let the women, females know, show your man some love, and then really check and see if your man break up with you before your each holiday. Start looking at that like, hold on, let me see, because that's questionable right there. I'll be like, what?
Like, what we doing?
Shoot, what you on? But me, I say, if you got a sweetheart and they look out all the time, I don't worry about no holiday, because I'm gonna get some big gifts every day, so I'm good. Yeah, but we gonna go to break right now. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. We'll be back. We are back. We are back. We are back. So we got a caller on the air. Caller, you on the air?
Thank you for taking my call, man. And assalamu alaikum to you all.
Malaikum
I was
salam.
listening to when you first started, you were talking about Sean Combs and something that was referencing his situation. And he was, I remember back in 2004, I think that was like 20 years ago. He had something called Citizen Change, and he was working on an effort about getting out the vote. It was called Vote or Die.
Yeah.
And people, they gave out T-shirts and stuff like that, and a bunch of other stuff, for things. And people rocked those T-shirts. And and when I heard what was spoken about the brother, it led me to think about you all talk about voting and the efforts that have been put forth. And I'm thinking again, and this probably is more like a question: is there any of you, especially primarily to the person who spoke about the brother? This is not a slight to that brother, but my question is: do you have the capacity, or have you done anything on the scale with regard to getting our people engaged in the process, or making them providing information to our people on the same level, or even to the degree of that brother? And he did this 20 years ago. And then here's another thing that I wanted you all to take into consideration. He was speaking about something called the Black Party. And ultimately is this: I think that before we start speaking about things that we lack a comprehensive knowledge or understanding about when it comes to the destroying of our people, I think that we should probably maybe, this is just a suggestion, not that it will be followed, because it has not been. And none of us have the ability, and none of us have moved our people on the level that this brother has. So I think that we should gauge our words with regard to our ability to be effective when it comes to change for our people before we utter words that we lack the ability to prove. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you? Maybe not. But thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
You're welcome. We
Yeah, no
let you
problem.
literally so just so I can say this to you, young man, when you said you probably don't comprehend, we literally let you speak your voice. That's the thing. We listen and let people speak their voice. And I'm gonna pass it over to this brother so he can answer your question.
Yeah, it's not a thing of not comprehending what I remember. The Vote or Die, of course, that was a big campaign that he had run around. That Vote or Die doesn't mean nothing when you think about what's going on
The
right now.
victims.
It don't matter. Yeah, victims and the accusations upon you. A lot of people do great work, but if you're doing malicious work, the malicious things that's outweighing your Vote or Die program that you were doing 20 years ago, all that stuff don't even matter if you were keeping people's men and women, in harm's way, or you were drugging people, or you were doing any of the
Or
stuff
like
that,
what you seen he did to Cassidy on that video.
or the beatings, or any of that stuff. Any of that stuff don't. All that throws that Vote or Die stuff out the window. As far as what I've done across, and I've only been in the work for 2 years, but I've helped thousands of people and hundreds of people get jobs in the Milwaukee area, and help them get into programs before I even got into community organizer or lead organizing. But for me, in the last 2 years, I've done a lot. Then multiple votercades, public speaking across the country when it comes to voting rights, and working with organizations from Houston and going to inner city areas all across the country, getting people registered to vote, passing out banned books, helping organizations here get people registered to vote, doing votercades. And I've done a lot of my work with Latoya, but like I said, I've done a lot of work outside the city as well that I've helped get people in the know of what's going on in their communities, whether it's here in Milwaukee, Houston, or any of the other areas. New Orleans, we just recently did work down there. So yeah, I've done maybe not to the point of millions, but thousands, yes. And it's been people directly in our community where I was able to post up at without having to have any background of drugging or beating anybody.
And to be honest with you, Brian, without being a celebrity,
which he was drugging and beating people at that time, by the way, while he was pushing Vote or Die.
right? And like I said, without you even being a celebrity, you did thousands. Him being a celebrity, we thank you for bringing that to attention and having that campaign, Vote or Die. We do, but you're no different, and it doesn't excuse your conduct outside of Vote or Die, just because you're Puff Daddy or Sean Combs, anybody else. Just the same way we want to hold these politicians accountable. It doesn't make a difference what you did as far as voting if you are actually a terrible person and causing harm to other people. And if you really gonna get on here and say that about destroying one of our black people, he destroyed himself. I'm a sister, and I've been across the country, and I help promote a amazing campaign that literally changed the spectrum of minimum wage, and that's the Fight for 15. And we the momentum was strong from at the beginning. People thought we were crazy. Today, everybody won't fill out for a job unless they think they're making $15 an hour or so. So you can't. And I'm a little old black girl from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, not no type of star, don't have no name recognition, but just had ambition and talk to my fellow community members and co-workers and people working in the community, and actually seeing something really transpire amazing from there. So you can really do some great work and still be a decent human being, because I have not beat, I have not held anybody hostage, I have not bought 10,000 or 1,000 things the baby oil. I have not held anybody in the room. I have not ran down the hallway with a towel on, naked, kicking nobody in the head, and none of that. I literally stood up for my community with having the sense and the dignity that my parents raised me with. But that brother, just along with R. Kelly, y'all destroyed yourself. And the conduct of what you, us women, we are human too. And the conducts of what you have done, that's his character. That's what he did. That doesn't make us destroy the brother. He did it himself. We ain't nothing we can do unless they're making false videos of him, which is not true. This really happened. He did that to himself. So we can't hold back just because he's a African American.
Yeah, we should be able to talk about
what color you are.
And we should be able to talk about, what an individual did, and not kind of like just smash everything together. Like he did this. He did this, whatever we seen when it came to voter registration, and he was pushing that. And I've even seen interviews and documentaries or a lot of clips where people trying to say, oh, he was pushing the vote, so this is one reason why they tried to come and get him. Like, I mean, regardless, man, look, he was doing this, he was trying to help the black community and the BIPOC community get out the vote. He was still causing harm to the black and BIPOC community, because a lot of his victims were black or BIPOC people, even though it was a mix of people. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, he did great. That outweighs that, the voter registration and getting out the vote
outweighs all
the crimes, the
crimes,
the accusations, etc. So yeah, but I'm back up to what y'all was talking about. Excuse me. Thanks for that, Cardo. We appreciate it. But yeah, we definitely comprehend what's going on, and we see it. We know it looks like it's a downfall, but the evidence is stacked up against him in that. So again, thanks for calling.
Again, we want to highlight some important political topics, and so I'm going to shoot it over to Joe.
Yeah, definitely want to remind folks, next week early voting starts on October 22nd. It's going to run through November 11th. There's a whole list of places that you can early vote. Was I wrong?
Yeah, the election is November the 5th. He said it's going to run through November the 11th. No,
I'm sorry, November 3rd. Let me get that straight. October 22nd to November 3rd.
Yeah,
will be early voting.
Yeah,
different times all over the place depending on where you go. So definitely go into the city of Milwaukee. You can definitely run a search for early voting sites. I think we're going to go over them probably more on Monday and Tuesday. We'll go through them, but definitely go on and check that out and keep that in your mind for next week. And the importance of elections. This is an important election coming up, and I think for many, many, many reasons that have been brought to light. And, they always talk about the October surprises that come in political elections, especially in presidential elections. So there are, Trump made a statement last weekend. And I don't need to say it, but I'm going to let him say it for himself. But, when he talks about people that are the enemy within, I want y'all to think about that. Who's the enemy? Who's the enemy when he's talking about the enemy within our country and the enemy within? And he definitely doubled down this week as well. So he offered clarification. But if we can, we'll go ahead and play that clip.
The full hour this morning.
Fox News invited Donald Trump to a town hall with an audience of women. A friendly Q&A session where he laughed off his increasingly violent rhetoric.
Kamala Harris has said you sounded unhinged and unchecked power is in our future. What do you say about that?
I thought it was a nice presentation. I wasn't unhinged.
Trump is standing by his words, describing his perceived opponents as the enemy within, the same phrase he used Sunday when he also threatened force against them.
We have some sick people, radical left lunatics, and I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military.
By any standard, this is a remarkable threat, but it's in line with Trump's embrace of authoritarian attitudes. This week alone, he tried to rewrite the history of January 6th, refusing to acknowledge violence nearly stopped the transfer of power.
You had a peaceful, very peaceful. I left the morning that I was supposed to leave.
And his rallies continue to feature dehumanizing language.
When I win on November 5th, the migrant invasion ends and the restoration of our country begins.
While his running mate, J.D. Vance, is now embracing the lie the 2020 election was stolen from Trump.
I think there are serious problems in 2020. So did Donald Trump lose the election? Not by the words that I would use.
All of it so alarming to Trump's critics. More than 100 Republicans, including former elected officials and staffers, campaigned with Kamala Harris.
We are here today because we share a core belief that we must put country before party.
Harris trying to connect directly with Trump's base, painting him as dangerous during an interview with Fox News.
He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the president of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it.
Harris's interview on Fox was combative, and she didn't answer some direct questions on immigration, but she avoided criticizing Trump supporters as she tries to bring more Republicans on board. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Washington.
All right, so there you had it right from his own mouth, talking about the enemy from within. He also went on and doubled down on Tuesday. Trump doubled down on those comments, calling Democrats evil and dangerous. So I guess I have to ask the question, who's the enemy within? He's talking about anybody that opposes him, anybody that raises questions to what he's doing, anybody that's opposed his campaign. Could those be the enemy within?
That is the enemy within. Literally. He's literally saying that if you disagree with his stats, then
he also
you're an enemy within.
He also calls the Democrats radical left lunatics, and also says that I always say we have two enemies. We have an outside enemy, and then we have an enemy from within. And the enemy from within, in my opinion, is more dangerous than China, Russia, and all those other countries.
Wow.
So he's saying that we're more danger, or someone that thinks about the Black community or people of color or LGBTQ or anybody that's just different
Just
from the
not his
mainstream
politics.
and not his politics,
Just
and not his cup
period.
of tea.
It to me is not. I don't think he's directing it towards black and Latino. I'm
Anybody
think
that's against
it's just
him.
against his policies. Period.
Anybody
Just
that's
against his policies. Period. So in other words, you're gonna have a dictator in a minute.
And calling in the National Guard.
What I want to know is what do he plan on doing about the enemy within with these National Guard? We don't have the right to express how we feel. So you're actually finna be like Russia?
So he actually said put them in jail. So he's talking about jailing them.
Wow. So we going to jail.
Yeah.
No,
Let
Lord.
me scratch my head. I'm going to jail.
You know, there's also.
I'm saying seriously. If he in office, I'm going to jail.
Well, speaking of which, there's also a sheriff from my home state in Ohio that he got some national attention because he said that he's going to go around and write down addresses of everyone with a Harris Walls sign in their yard. And he didn't go on and say why, but you know, that's concerning.
Kind of put
That's
them
concerning.
put them two and two together.
And this was a Facebook post that he had made. He had since taken it down a little bit too late, but now there's some national attention. There's some agents that are going to keep an eye on that county.
So he should be fired.
For real.
Absolutely.
He should be fired.
Because that's threatening their democracy.
And their privacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is really this conversation right here is really leery.
Yeah. And just a reminder to everybody out here, you know, there should be no voter intimidation going on. So if you think that you're going to go somewhere, and if you're listening from outside the county or outside the city, you will get charges pressed against you. They're sending folks out there in droves this year on a different level to make sure that people are feeling safe and protected. So just like the Wisconsin Attorney General said, just reminding the public that law to intimidate voters or threaten against the law to intimidate voters or threaten election workers at the polls. So you feeling a little froggy, you might be looking at a 5-year sentence this voter election season, or this election season, excuse me.
And I just wanted to clarify that was Portage County, Ohio, or sheriff of Portage County, Ohio, that had kind of made those threats that he's going to be keeping track of who has the signs in their yard and who's voting for who. That makes that it's just frightening because we don't know what the political landscape is going to look like on November 6th.
I want to hear from the community. Our listeners, how do y'all feel about that statement? I want to hear from y'all. So give us a call at 414-444-5250 or 414-444-5253. I really want to know what the community thinks about that, because actually just hearing that is really alarming for me, because that's saying that people don't have the right to use their voice. But we're going to take a break, and hopefully we can hear from the community. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, WNOV 860 106.5 FM. All right. We didn't hear from the community yet, but we would like to really hear from the community.
Yeah, I'd like to know what
because
they
that
think.
is really alarming to me. And I want to comment. We were talking about it on the break. The young brother that called in, and he highlighted that we were shooting another black brother down. I am done and been in politics for over 20 years. I am done with holding black people's hand and excusing them or voting for them just because they're black. If you don't have dignity and respect and have a good decor when you're outside of work as well as in work, then I don't have no remorse for you. Me, I'm not voting for somebody because you're black. I'm not voting for nobody because you're a Democrat. I am an independent. I will say that to you myself. I'm not voting for nobody because they're Republican. I'm voting for people that make sense, that can actually work together and come beyond that imaginary line and actually do some stuff for the communities
Uplift
that
our
really
community.
need uplifting.
Listen, I tell Will Martin, one of our colleagues from the show, from the station, we talk a lot. Winnie's here on Monday, and I tell Will, I'm not for the blue party, I'm not for the red party, I'm for the green party. I'm for whatever makes sense for the people. I'm for the people. So it has to make sense for the people, because our kids, our grandkids, our nieces and nephews are the ones that is going to really, really, really be affected by these things. And we can't be selfish and just look at it, well, this person is black, whatever, but they've done this, or this person is this and they've done this, so I'm gonna vote for them, or I'm not gonna vote for them because of this. So it's almost like we have to be fair. What makes sense to the people? What makes sense for the people? And that's who I'm voting for.
And we need to start realizing that primary elections is the most important. If you pick your candidate, we're not voting for a lesser evil. But I can tell y'all one thing: if y'all don't get out and vote in this election, y'all have a lot.
Or get out and run yourself. Get out
Because
and
when
run.
you get done, you're it's two things. You're either looking at this woman that most people say is not attached with the people, that they're not comfortable with her, and you're looking at this man that really wants to, he's so mad because he lost this last election that he literally wants to change our constitution to say that he can basically be like Putin. He can be in there as long as he wants, so be a dictator. He wants to get police immunity. He literally wants to take the left party out, that he feels like they are an inner threat. They're more a threat than Russia, China,
Using our
Iran.
own U.S. forces
To do that. And he was the person that designed, literally promoted, and brought and broadcast right now today like that was the greatest patriotic day in the world, January the 6th.
Call it a day of love. He said it was a day of love.
Walking around holding the Bible upside down.
I mean, to him, it probably wasn't upside down because,
that was so embarrassing, man. As a country, that was so embarrassing. January 6th, that was so embarrassing, man. Just watching all.
I cried. Reason I sat there and cried, Brian, for real, because I said as many times as we protested, this is why I cried, y'all. I sat there and literally cried when I started seeing it, and I said, "Wow!" As many times as we protested for the fight for 15, for anything we disagreed with and didn't like in society, and we spoke our voices, we had policemen, guards, the riot shields, water hoses, everything else. But you got these people running up into the breaking windows, everything in Congress, at Congress, looking for the vice president and Nancy Pelosi, because they were mad at him for
innocent officers, killing innocent people,
and had some type of horse or cow. What was that?
The spray, the bear spray. The bear
the bear spray, and then they tranquilizer. They had some cow or horse tranquilizer.
Horse tranquilizer
to subdue them when they get in them offices. Like, really, come on. We got a caller on the air. I want to get this call real quick. Caller, you're on the air.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
We're doing good, caller. You have a few. I give you about a minute because we're about to wrap up.
It's crazy how people think now that Clarence Thompson Thomas is our Supreme Court judge, we thought, yeah, we're gonna have a black man in there. Look at him. Look at the situation that you put yourself in if y'all don't go out and vote. If you people don't go and vote, don't go buy. Don't accept no food stamps. Don't accept no rent assistance. You know, you don't need it.
You
Clarence Thomas has been in since the Reagan administration, I do believe, and I challenge anyone to name one thing that the man has done for the black community.
You can't, because we already know he damaged the black community.
Exactly.
Well, he showed you how you can get free trips to go places.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or get away with certain crimes.
Yeah.
He showed how to be a token.
Anita Hill.
Yeah, he just showed how to be a token. Sit back and hold the seat.
It's so scary and disappointing when I hear people that say they don't want to vote. And I seen my mother break her neck when she left the house at 7 in the morning and come out at 11 o'clock at night because she wanted my sister to graduate from Wisconsin. So y'all need to realize you have to go make a voice for yourself. And if you don't complain about nothing.
That's real.
You are correct. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much, Carla.
Happy Friday.
That was a happy Friday to you, and that was a great way to end the show. Is that if you don't vote, that I'm taking this brother's sentiments and what he said. If you don't vote, don't ask for all those social services that is required, that is given to people because people went out and voted and exercised their right and stood on what they believe and held politicians accountable.
I say that to them all the time.
Make a plan today for early voting. Make a plan today to vote either early or in person.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be on the show. Via Voice Radio, WNOV 860 106.5 FM. Thank y'all again. Happy Friday. God bless.